Am I really gonna defile this grave for money? Of course I am!
So, serious question. Is there anyone in the world who was even remotely expecting Indiana Jones 5 to be a good movie? When the movie was first announced, I recall a distinct sensation of, oh god, really, from the general public as soon as the news got out there, in much the same way people react whenever they get news of a terrible war crime having occurred. Near as I can tell, there are two particular reasons why this reaction occurred. Firstly, people don't really have much faith in Lucasfilm these days. I'm not quite sure why exactly. Yeah, all of a sudden one day they just decided they were going to make really bad movies and TV shows. It's just the darndest thing. The second big reason is that some of us are old enough to remember Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which was released all the way back in... what the fuck? 2008? This piece of shit movie is over 15 years old? What even is the passage of time? Well, regardless, many of us can recall Kingdom being a rather dull and lifeless movie in a franchise that had previously been defined by swashbuckling adventure. It was a clear sign that there was no more gas in the tank when it came to Indiana Jones as a character, and we were likely never going to see another movie of the same quality as the original trilogy. Really, by the time Crystal Skull came out, it was clear that Harrison Ford was just too old to do any of the swashbuckling adventure stunts that were expected of the Indiana Jones character. And unlike, say, James Bond or Batman, Indiana Jones is a character who is very firmly defined by the actor who plays him, so you couldn't really just recast Harrison Ford unless you were rebooting the franchise entirely.
I think that's a wonderful idea.
The quality of and reaction to Crystal Skull was a clear sign that maybe it was time to just let Indiana Jones lie. He'd had his amazing adventures, so now it was time to maybe try creating some new ideas to take his place.
Like that's ever gonna happen.
Yeah, unfortunately we don't really do new ideas in this day and age. Disney bought all of Lucasfilm, so they're going to make sure to horribly abuse all of Lucasfilm. And so now here we all are, waiting for another high-octane action movie, with a lead who is older now than Sean Connery was when he played Indiana Jones's dad back in The Last Crusade.
Tonight, we review an aging
Harrison Ford,
in...
Indiana Jones 5.
I wish I was dead. Hey.
But with the initial reactions and reviews coming in, I really don't think any of us expected it to be quite so bad as it apparently is. Even IGN has apparently given it a bad score, and IGN would give a 7 out of 10 to a snuff film. Well, this is a Disney product after all, the same company whose other two big summer movies include a movie that asks, what if elements had feelings, and hey, remember The Little Mermaid? It's worse now. So really, the existence of this movie and its overall quality shouldn't be too shocking. They're just going to keep scraping the bottom of the barrel until they hit the second sub-basement of the barrel. There's really only so much you can do with Indiana Jones as an IP, and they basically revolve exclusively around the title character. It isn't like Star Wars, a sandbox full of infinite possibilities creatively. Even if said limitless sandbox has basically been reduced to, what if we made another 9,000 stories set between episodes 3 and 4? Because we screwed the pooch with the sequel trilogy so hard that it's been a monumental effort to find the confidence to go forward with it. But with Indy, it has to be about the man himself. Unfortunately, Harrison Ford is over 9 billion years old. Additionally, unfortunately, Harrison Ford will do literally anything if he gets a big enough bag for it. I mean, I respect the man's grind set, but it's not without consequences for the movies he stars in these days. The dude showed up on set for Blade Runner 2049 wearing jeans and a t-shirt and was likely going to murder anyone who tried to sit him down in front of a costuming department. And with Star Wars, it's likely he only came back to play Han Solo for Episode 7 on the condition that they finally kill him off. I mean, I have nothing against the guy. He seems cool enough, he's made movies I really like, and he's incredibly talented as an actor, but I get the distinct impression Harrison Ford would star in a movie about Indiana Jones getting a colonoscopy if someone from Disney showed up at his house with a big bag of money. Well, in order to make this concept even remotely work, they need a younger actor at Ford's side in order to distract from Indy's advanced age. Well, they tried that with Crystal Skull, so why not get Shia back in? Oh yeah, that's right. That's why. So instead, the role of sidekick slash successor is being handed over to Phoebe Waller-Bridge. That's a name I think of when I think of action movies. Eh?
Who the fuck are you?
Yeah, this was another thing that raised a whole lot of eyebrows when details of this sequel were coming out. Sure, it's entirely possible for actors to play against type, but I mean, this is playing polar opposite against type for her. It's like expecting Dwayne Johnson to play a character that isn't a wisecracking, indestructible badass. It just can't be done. Also, this is gonna be a weird tangent to go off on, but I feel I have to do it. Does Kathleen Kennedy or someone equally influential at Lucasfilm have like a fetish for white British women? I mean, when every Lucasfilm property has a white British woman front and center, it's kind of hard not to notice and think it's anything other than a coincidence. There's Rey, obviously, and then Jyn in Rogue One, and then Daenerys Targaryen in the Solo movie. I know a grand total of 5 people went to see Solo's spin-off movie, but it still happened. And so now it's Indiana Jones's turn to get his own Rey, and according to some of the reviews, that's very much what's happened here. They did the same thing with Luke Skywalker, and the only people who like that were either blatantly lying or have terrible taste in everything. And I think it's safe to say that anyone who did want Indiana Jones to come back in another big screen movie didn't want it to be at his expense. The BBC review for the movie goes so far as to call this version of Indy a cowering old man, and that's exactly what you want to hear, isn't it? Yeah, I was kind of unsure about this new Indiana Jones movie at first, but bro, if Indy is gonna be lame and pathetic in it, I'm so there. It's safe to assume that, unless he plans on playing the role from a wheelchair in Indiana Jones 6, this will be Harrison Ford's last ever time playing the character. And that's just a really sad thought to contemplate. If Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was things ending with a whimper, then Dial of Destiny is going to be things ending with a wet, squelching curb stomp.
But they raped Indiana Jones. I know it's hard to think about, but you have to be strong. Remember how that movie made you feel.
I didn't see it.
You didn't see the new Indiana Jones movie?
No! I don't think anybody here saw it. Did you, Mitch? Mitch? Mitch?